Today I'm going to talk you about how Panasonic Avionics Corporation is utilizing MySQL to handling terabytes of data. And the terabytes of data I'm talking about weekly, not monthly, not yearly. It's a weekly terabytes of data we are getting, which is almost 1.3 to 1.6 terabytes. So a little bit about me first. My name is Vijay Panwar. I have almost 10 plus years of experience currently working at Panasonic Avionics Corporation. I'm the lead developer who is managing the flight connectivity data right now. I have almost 12 research papers published which are mainly focused on MySQL database and the use cases for different applications on different platforms. I am also a senior member of IEEE where I am reviewing the papers and approving and also participating in different activities. So today's agenda. The first one I'm going to go over is type of data, the introduction of data management, the role of MySQL playing in Panasonic Avionics, the challenges we have faced in last decades in industry and how we are managing it, the scalability options that we are learned from the MySQL, and the optimizations. So type of data handling. So we all know we all are flying from aircraft. Some of you people flew from different places to here to attend the Oracle conference. So we have seen in-flight entertainment and we have seen in-flight connectivity. So today's main focus is on in-flight connectivity. How the data is coming from multiple aircrafts, how the Panasonic is storing that data, utilizing the MySQL best practices, and why the data is very important. So introduction to data management. Effective data management ensures the high quality accuracy. Why is it important? Because when we boarded the flight, we need to make sure we are reaching to our destination on time or it is getting delayed. Should be any number of reasons, but the data that we are collecting, we are using it for monitoring purpose, we are using it for analysis purpose and making sure it will be improved by the time. And we are getting a data in bulk, like every minute we get like almost gigabytes of data that we process for the live processing. Second is improved efficiency and productivity. Why it is important? Because organizing and well managing data streamline process reduces a lot of errors, lot of complexity, and we can eliminate the inefficiency between the data. Third is scalability and flexibility. That is very important for every organization in the world, not only for Panasonic. That is important for Oracle, that is important for Microsoft or any other company who is using data for managing purpose. Like over the decades, we have seen huge improvement in the data. We used to have like only gigabytes of data every week. In last 3 years, since pandemic is over, I believe the people are flying a lot these days and we are getting like almost terabytes of data. And not that data is matter, the thing which is eventually matter is how we are processing the data. Like how we are making sure the data we are getting is processed under 1 minute, like processing the gigabytes data for utilizing for reporting and analytic purpose. So the role of MySQL in avionics data. Why did we choose MySQL? Well, that's a very good question for me as well because the decision made 10 years back, but I joined the company 3 years back, so that's a different story. But the main story behind it, MySQL is open source. There is a very big community available. We can go and we can find any issues we are facing while solving the biggest problem while managing the data. Second, it's a relational database model. So it's a structured data. There is a data integrity and relationship. And why is it very important for us while managing this data? The reason is when multiple data source sending us data, we need to map the data correctly from which particular aircraft is linked with particular data. So that is why the relational database plays very vital role in our system. The third part is views. Data abstractions. We cannot send the same data to everyone like either it's customer, either it's internal use. So views plays a very vital role for us for like security purpose. Like we can just create a view by joining multiple tables and send the data. For billing purpose, we can create different views to process the data for analytic purpose. So we are using the same data, but we are not filtering on the backend side. We are filtering on only on the database side, so that can be used immediately. The last is storage procedures. People will think about, a lot of people don't use storage procedure. They feel like it's very complicated. I feel like it's very efficiency and performance. When you have like huge amount of data set, storage procedures play a vital role for you. You just need to create a jobs there, schedule them, and let them run either every minute, every 5 minutes, every 30 minutes, or every hour. That will you process your raw data that is coming our way every minute, and we map the data in proper aircrafts, and then we store them into the different tables. This is also help us to create partitions that's like a one day partition for each data set, and then we query the data from that partitions. Challenges in handling the large scale data. The volume of growth of data, like over the decades, we goes from 50 gigabytes of data to 1.6 terabytes of data right now. And we have anticipation by end of this year, we will be almost crossing 2 terabytes of data weekly that we need to process. Yes. And the reason behind it, it's not like the flight connectivity data is coming. All of the other companies like AT&T, T-Mobile, they are also providing 5G connectivity. They are also providing in-flight connectivity where you can use your Wi-Fi. So we also need to like see how aircraft is handling that and sending the data to us. The second thing is accuracy and quality of data. When the raw data is coming, it's having everything in it. It's not like specific data we need. Some data is useful for analytic purpose, some data is used for billing purpose, some data is used for monitoring purpose. So those raw data is processed by utilizing the storage procedures, and they will insert the data into different tables that will create it, and then those tables again utilized by storage procedures to send the data. So instead of having business logic in backend, we created the business logic in database side itself and schedule them to run. And if someone needs to use that data, we give them the storage procedure to execute it in cross team in Panasonic itself. Multiple people using the storage procedure directly to query the data. The benefit of doing that is there is no deadlock because multiple people querying the data, and they don't need to create a huge SQL queries to execute these things, because we created the whole business logic there. And when we need to modify something, when we need to update something, we modify our storage procedures, and the certain team members have the updated data right away. They don't need to go and change their own logic. We just change it at one place and we are good to go. The last is management of cost. While we managing terabytes of data, it's also come with a cost. So we are using cloud for scaling purpose. We are using cloud for monitoring purpose as well, which is on auto scaling and which scale by the time the data is growing. The architecture of MySQL database in Panasonic is we are on cloud infrastructure. We are using a data sources, which is different data sources, which is third party, like the API that is sending us weather forecast, the aircraft that is sending, the APIs that are sending us different data depending on the geolocations. We are having data ingestion layers, multiple layers from multiple platforms, data processing for analytic purpose. We do have a data backup and recovery from cloud. We are on auto scaling, we are on multi-AZ, and we are on read replicas as needed for our systems. And last, we have multiple connectivity for different apps, different lambdas that is executing a jobs for us, and we are also storing some data on S3 too. The scalability solutions. We are doing range partitioning, which is very useful for us because we are partitioning our data 1 week, 1 day, and monthly basis. But the good thing is we are not doing it manually. We have a scheduled jobs from storage procedures that execute and that will create a partitions of data for us. So there is no manual intervention, there is no manual error is happening. Storage procedures are doing everything for us on their scheduled time. The other things we are doing to improving the scalability solution is by we are having like auto scaling on cloud providers. The data will grow exponentially, specifically when people are start flying on long weekends like 4th of July, Christmas or New Year Eve. So we are seeing like huge data growth that time, which is sometimes crosses 2 terabytes. Caching and load balancing. We are using a caching mechanism, but that is on database side, nothing onto the code or backend services. So data ingestion techniques, we are using ETL, extract transformation load for MySQL. That involve extracting the data from its origin, transforming the data into a format of suitable, and then we are storing it. We are having multiple APIs, as I mentioned, like weather data, which is very critical. By the time flight onto the runway to the destination, weather plays very critical roles. And we all seen flight aware, that is like live data. So that is also coming from multiple API to process it on real time. The last one is advanced techniques that we are using for high volume data ingestion, which is batch processing, accumulating the data over a period of time. So we have multiple net flows deployed on different regions of the world. They are sending us data every minute. That data we are executing within a minutes, so we can have live processing of the data for each and every aircraft that is flying during that time. So this is about how high availability and disaster recovery from the RDS. So we have multi-AG deployments for high availability. We do have multiple replicas for RDS. We do have a snapshot management that we are taking, if I'm not wrong, it's like every month. We are also doing cross-region replication, which is useful when some of the system is down in North America, so we can utilize from South America or Europe servers. So this is very useful from cloud region perspective. We are using data encryptions. The Amazon RDS and Aurora offer a very good encryption for our systems. So that's what we are utilizing, snapshotting, and we are also making sure the data we are storing is secure and safe for each of our customers that we are having at Panasonic. Performance optimization. Like everyone believe RDBMS is not going to handle terabytes of data. If you want to do on Google search, can the MySQL handles terabytes of data? They're going to say no, try to use NoSQL data or try to use file indexing kind of things. But we are using it in live right now these days. We are performing the high indexing, the tables we are using. Indexing is applied on temporary tables that is storing the data for us every minute. We are doing query optimization as needed, and those optimization done on storage procedure levels. We are utilizing the partitioning, so the data will be fetched for that particular time period, that time the data is ingested in the tables. We are leveraging the cloud tools and features for monitoring purpose, which will helpful when we need to see which storage procedure or views or query, specific query is lagging or taking more time. And we are utilizing the Amazon CloudWatch for the monitoring purpose as well. Challenges that we have come over the decades, like handling massive data volumes in the industry. Data volumes and its velocity exceeded traditional storage processing, ensuring the data security and compliance within high regulated industry, integrated diverse data sources from multiple systems. So it's not about like MySQL is the backbone. In Panasonic, we have different data bases as well, which is I cannot speak right now, but they are like different. They are also talking to each other. They are ingesting the data in each other, and that is providing the whole picture for us. The last is upgrading the legacy system to modern, scalable platform without interpreting the critical operations. So we are getting data every minute. We are making sure we are improving our system over the time, all the security patches, MySQL updates, and making sure our system will work without any flaws. What did we learn over the past decades in Panasonic? We learned how we can do the scalability on database side. Critical role of indexing. We had the issue a couple of year back where we are hitting almost 60,000 read IOPS, which is pretty bad. But we came to know one of our temporary table doesn't have proper indexing, and that table is having 1 billion rows for a day. So we able to identify, we able to apply the proper indexing, and now our read IOPS is less than 2,000, 2K every day. Utilization of views for data abstractions, we are using it so people can have query the data directly to view instead of having a logic in their backend and messing up the database. We are using storage procedure for enhancing the performance, that is used for partitioning the table, that is used for creating the new table for us, that is used for inserting the data into new table, and that is used for extracting the data from those tables so we can have live data without any interruptions in our systems. Success achieved over the 10 years is real-time data processing. 1.6 terabytes data, we are getting a real-time data right now. All the aircraft that are flying, we can track them, we can store the data, and we can see how many devices, how many connectivity, what is the speed is there of Wi-Fi on live. Optimization for the performance and scalability. We have enhanced data management capabilities these days, and we are working towards to utilize the MySQL HeatWave in future, so we can have utilization of machine learning and some other AI stuff that is coming in the market. That's all from me today, and I will be here, and if you guys have any question, please reach me out. Thank you.